concept of the enigmatic visions of Revelations refers to the symbolic and often mysterious imagery found in the book of Revelation, the final book of the New Testament. This text, filled with apocalyptic visions and allegorical tales, has captivated theologians, scholars, and lay people alike for centuries. Its significance lies in its profound influence on Christian eschatology, the study of the end times, and its impact on literature, art, and popular culture. Revelation's complex imagery provides insight into the early Christian worldview and their anticipation of future events, which has led to varying interpretations and widespread fascination. One significant aspect of these enigmatic visions is their depiction of cosmic battles, as seen in examples like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. These figures symbolize conquest, war, famine, and death, suggesting a period of tribulation that has, over the centuries, been interpreted as either a literal prophecy or an allegorical representation of the human condition and spiritual struggle. Another compelling example is the vision of the New Jerusalem, a symbol of hope, renewal, and divine promise, which contrasts starkly with the preceding depictions of destruction and chaos. Opinions supporting the importance of these visions often emphasize their role in offering hope and moral guidance. Many see Revelations as a source of comfort, providing assurance of divine justice and the eventual triumph of good over evil. Such interpretations have inspired not only theological debate, but also numerous artistic and literary works that explore these themes. However, the book's obscurity also leads to challenges and controversies. Its vivid symbols have fueled intense debate about literal versus metaphorical interpretations and spawned various end times predictions and cult movements. Critics argue that these interpretations can incite fear and extremism, distorting the underlying messages of faith and redemption. The enigmatic visions of Revelations influence other aspects of biblical study and cultural understanding by connecting with themes of prophecy, morality, and existential inquiry. This interplay with broader theological and philosophical discussions allows Revelations to maintain its relevance and spark discourse across different contexts and communities. Its ability to provoke thought and challenge perceptions continues to underscore its enigmatic allure, inviting each generation to seek meaning in its complex visions. The historical context and origins of Revelations refers to the exploration of the background and beginnings of the book of Revelation, the last book of the New Testament. This concept involves understanding the socio-political and religious landscapes during the late 1st century AD, a tumultuous period for early Christianity marked by persecution and upheaval. The book of Revelation is traditionally attributed to John of Patmos, who is believed to have written it during a time of Roman oppression. This historical context provides critical insights into the mysterious and symbolic imagery present in the text, often interpreted as reflections of that era's trials and tribulations. The significance of understanding the historical context and origins of Revelation lies in its influence on interpreting its visions. Recognizing the pressures and existential threats faced by early Christians can illuminate how apocalyptic literature served both as a source of hope and as a coded critique of political powers, like the Roman Empire. This perspective shapes our understanding of Revelation not merely as a prophetic vision of the end times, but also as a theological and political commentary on contemporary events. To better grasp this, consider the example of the beast imagery in Revelation, commonly associated with oppressive governments, particularly the Roman Empire, which persecuted Christians. Understanding this symbolism helps decode the text's metaphoric language. Another example is the letters to the 7 churches, which reflect the specific historical circumstances and spiritual challenges faced by these early Christian communities. These examples illustrate how historical context is crucial for interpreting the book's complex allegorical content. Supporters of this approach often argue that without historical context, interpretations can become overly speculative or detached from the text's original intent. Scholars like Elaine Pagels have emphasized the importance of understanding the socio-political climate to accurately interpret Revelation's themes. However, challenges arise with differing interpretations. Some view Revelation solely as a prophetic manuscript focusing on future events, with less emphasis on its historical origins. This perspective can lead to varying and sometimes controversial applications, as seen in its use within modern end times narratives. By situating Revelation within its historical context, one connects its enigmatic visions to broader themes of hope, resilience, and resistance against oppression, concepts that resonate throughout the Christian narrative and influence its theological development. Ultimately, this approach enriches our understanding of Revelation, offering a multifaceted view that integrates history, theology, and literary analysis, contributing to the enduring fascination with its cryptic visions. Symbolism and imagery are central tools in the Book of Revelation, a biblical text that has intrigued, mystified, and inspired believers and scholars alike for centuries. At its core, symbolism in Revelation involves using vivid and often fantastical images to convey deeper spiritual, moral, and apocalyptic truths. This use of symbolic language allows for multiple layers of interpretation and understanding, which has long been a source of both fascination and debate. The significance of symbolism and imagery in Revelation extends beyond mere literary devices. They serve as a bridge between the divine and human understanding. The complex symbols found within this text provide a mediated experience of metaphysical truths and prophecies. For example, the depiction of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, a white horse representing conquest, a red horse for war, a black horse signifying famine, and a pale horse symbolizing death, illustrates the coming tribulations and their profound impacts on humanity and the world order. Another vivid symbol is that of the beast, often interpreted as a representation of evil forces or oppressive regimes throughout history, pointing to the enduring struggle between good and evil. These symbols are not only meant to convey eschatological events, but also to offer moral guidance and hope, assuring believers of divine justice and ultimate redemption. Opinions supporting the use of symbolism in Revelation suggest it allows the text to transcend time and cultural boundaries. By engaging readers' imaginations, these symbols invite diverse interpretations and personal connections, enriching the spiritual experience. However, challenges arise from the ambiguity and varied interpretations they provoke. Different religious traditions and scholars often disagree on the meaning and implications of these symbols, occasionally causing controversy within religious communities and theological discourse. Moreover, some critics argue that the reliance on symbolic language can lead to misinterpretations or be manipulated to justify extreme beliefs and actions. These challenges highlight the importance of contextual and historical awareness when interpreting Revelation's imagery. The symbolism and imagery in Revelation also intertwine with other aspects of the text, such as its apocalyptic narrative and theological messages. They enrich the overarching themes of judgment, salvation, and the ultimate victory of good over evil, influencing how Revelation is perceived and understood in a broader religious and philosophical context. By engaging with these symbols, readers are invited to explore the profound and often enigmatic visions of Revelation, contributing to its enduring mystery and allure. The heading Interpretations Across Different Cultures and Religions delves into the diverse ways in which the Book of Revelation from the Christian Bible is understood and internalized by various groups worldwide. This concept revolves around the idea that religious texts, like Revelation, are often not confined to a single interpretation and can be viewed through the rich tapestry of cultural and religious lenses. Each cultural and religious perspective can offer unique insights and understandings, adding depth to the enigmatic visions described in Revelation. The significance of this point lies in the way it highlights the universal quest for meaning and understanding of apocalyptic literature, a genre that Revelation epitomizes. By examining how different cultures and religions interpret Revelation, we're reminded of the text's global impact and its ability to transcend its original context to become a potent symbol across different spiritual and philosophical traditions. For instance, in Christianity, Revelation is often seen as a prophetic text detailing the end of the world and the ultimate victory of good over evil. This interpretation is prevalent among evangelical communities, which may use it to inspire faithfulness and moral living in anticipation of the world's end. On the other hand, Islamic eschatology includes the concept of the Day of Judgment, which resonates with the themes in Revelation, although it is interpreted within a different theological framework. This illustrates how parallel narratives of apocalypse and renewal permeate different religious traditions, fostering a rich dialogue of interpretations. Scholars and theologians like Elaine Pagels have supported these diverse interpretations by emphasizing that Revelation speaks to the human experience of confronting chaos and seeking divine justice and order. However, these interpretations are not without their controversies. Some scholars argue that varied interpretations can lead to misapplications or fundamentalist readings that may incite fear or dogmatic rigidity, rather than a thoughtful engagement with the text's symbolism. These diverse interpretations influence other aspects of the main topic by shaping both individual and communal identities, as well as interfaith dialogues. Understanding Revelation through multiple cultural and religious lenses can lead to greater empathy and cooperation among different religious communities, which often makes these discussions pivotal in the context of global conflicts and peace-building efforts. In sum, the exploration of how different cultures and religions interpret the enigmatic visions of Revelation not only enhances our understanding of the text itself, but also underscores its universal and enduring appeal, highlighting both its potential to unify and divide.